When the economy collapsed in 1929, no one waited for a government program to save them. They looked at what they had: a spare room, a strong back, a garden, a skill, and they turned it into money. Here are 20 of those hustles and what they pay today. If Depression-era ingenuity and practical money-making interest you, consider subscribing so you never miss a video like this. Number 20. Taking in laundry. 25 cents per load. That was the going rate for a Depression-era laundry service, and for women with access to a washboard, a wringer, and a clothesline, it was enough to make a measurable difference in a household budget stretched beyond its limits. The modern version of this hustle is almost absurdly accessible. Wash and fold service entrepreneurs charge between $25 and $40 per load with minimal overhead, a washer, a dryer, and a consistent reputation for reliability. Your great-grandmother was in the laundry business before there was an app for it. The app just made the customer acquisition easier. Number 19. Selling eggs and dairy from backyard animals. By the spring of 1931, the backyard chicken had become as much a financial instrument as a farm animal. Families across the country kept small flocks, 6 chickens, 8 chickens, a dozen, not as a hobby, but as a hedge against the month when the work ran out. Today, cottage food and small-scale agriculture laws in most states allow backyard egg sellers to operate with minimal licensing requirements, though regulations vary by state and are worth checking locally. Farmers market eggs sell for $5 to $8 per dozen, with organic and heritage breed eggs commanding even higher prices. A flock of 12 hens producing consistently can generate $300 to $500 per month in supplemental income. The chickens do not know there is an app for that either. They just keep laying. Number 18. Sewing and alterations. Pulled from closets and cedar chests, worn-out garments were carried to the neighborhood seamstress throughout the Depression years. Ready-to-wear clothing was a luxury most families could not sustain. A woman who could resize a dress, patch a pair of trousers, or construct a garment from a paper pattern had a skill that generated steady, reliable work, regardless of what Wall Street was doing. The demand has not left. Professional alterations today run $40 to $150 per garment, and custom sewing commands even more. Platforms like Thumbtack and local Etsy storefronts give skilled sewists access to customers well beyond their immediate neighborhood. The sewing machine is the same machine. The marketplace is simply larger. Number 17. Selling homemade food products. Bread, jam, pie, pickles. In the 1930s, these were currency in neighborhoods where cash was scarce and trust was local. A woman with a reputation for good preserves or excellent pie crust did not go hungry for want of customers. She sold door to door, at church sales, and through informal community networks that operated entirely on word of mouth. Today, cottage food laws permit home-based food businesses in all 50 states. Some states allow up to $50,000 in annual sales from a home kitchen with no commercial facility required. Artisan food producers at farmers markets and on Etsy regularly earn supplemental incomes of $10,000 to $40,000 annually from products that trace directly back to Depression-era kitchen tables. The recipes have not changed. The scale of the marketplace has. Number 16. Taking in boarders. Before the crash, an extra bedroom was a comfort. After it, that same room became a cash-generating asset that separated families who could hold their homes from families who could not. U.S. Census Bureau data from 1930 shows that boarder income was a documented feature of a substantial percentage of urban American households during the Depression years. The modern version requires only a spare room and a willingness to host. Short-term rental hosts in average American markets earn between $15,000 and $35,000 annually from a single room, with hosts in high-demand cities earning considerably more. Your great-grandmother did not have an online rating system. She had a reputation in the neighborhood. Both accomplished the same thing. Number 15. Hauling and delivery work. The man with the truck had work. That was as close to a universal truth as the Depression economy produced. Whether it was moving furniture, hauling coal, transporting goods from a farm to a market, or running loads between businesses, the person who owned a reliable vehicle and was willing to use it commercially had an income stream that did not require a boss. The gig economy has rebuilt this hustle from the ground up. Platforms connecting truck and van owners with local hauling jobs report average earnings of $25 to $40 per hour for active operators. Last-mile delivery platforms offer consistent volume for anyone with a reliable vehicle. The truck is still the ticket. The dispatch is now an algorithm instead of a telephone. Number 14. Fishing and selling, surplus catch. For families near water during the Depression, the rod and the net were more than recreation. They were provisioning tools, and surplus catch was sold to neighbors and local stores with the same matter-of-fact practicality as any other product. No packaging, no marketing, just fish that someone needed and a price that both parties could accept. The modern version is more formalized but equally viable. Recreational fishing guide licenses allow experienced anglers to earn $200 to $500 per guided trip, with full-time guides in prime locations booking their seasons months in advance. Direct-to-consumer seafood sales, particularly in coastal and Great Lakes states, have expanded the income model significantly. The water is still the water. The business model has simply caught up to it. Number 13. Odd jobs and handyman work. I can fix that. 3 words. In Depression-era neighborhoods, the man who could say those words and back them up never lacked for work. Carpentry, plumbing repairs, painting, fence mending, these services were marketed door to door and through the neighborhood reputation economy that functioned as the only social network available. Online platforms have digitized that economy without fundamentally changing it. Experienced handymen on gig service platforms report hourly rates of $40 to $80, with full-time independent operators regularly earning over $50,000 annually. The skill is the same skill. The customer acquisition is faster. Drop a comment and let us know where you are watching from. It is always great to hear from people doing this work in their own communities. Number 12. Growing and selling produce. 2 acres and a strong back could feed a family and generate income in Depression-era America, and the families who understood that distinction between growing enough and growing to sell had something most of their neighbors did not: a revenue stream that replenished itself every season. The farmers market sector now generates approximately $2 billion in annual sales across the United States. Small-scale market gardeners using intensive growing methods report gross revenues of $40,000 to $100,000 per acre in established urban and suburban markets. The documented intensive market garden model, productive small plot growing for direct sales, has demonstrated that this income model scales reliably with skill and consistency. Your great-grandfather grew to sell. That is still an excellent reason to grow. Number 11. Childcare and domestic service. When jobs disappeared, childcare did not. Working families still needed someone to watch their children, cook their meals, and manage their households. Depression-era women who provided these services reliably, discreetly, and at a reasonable rate had a clientele that was less sensitive to economic conditions than most other Depression-era markets. Modern caregiver platforms have updated the connection between caregivers and families, but the fundamentals have not changed. Experienced in-home childcare providers in metropolitan areas charge $20 to $35 per hour. Full-time household managers and nannies with strong references and consistent performance report annual incomes between $45,000 and $70,000. The need is permanent. The income follows the need. Number 10. Barbering and haircutting. Haircuts did not stop happening during the Depression. What stopped happening was paying the professional barbershop rate for them. The neighbor who could cut hair competently at the kitchen table in the backyard for 50 cents instead of $1.50 developed a loyal, informal clientele almost immediately. The licensed version of this hustle is among the most durable income-generating skills in the American economy. Bureau of Labor Statistics data puts median barbering wages between $35,000 and $55,000 annually, with chair renters in high-traffic shops earning more. Mobile barber businesses, operating without storefront overhead, serving clients in offices and homes, represent the direct modern descendant of the Depression-era kitchen barber. The scissors still do the work. The business model is simply more mobile. Number 9, raising and selling rabbits or hogs. Space was not an obstacle. Even on a town lot, a rabbit hutch required only a few square feet and could produce a consistent supply of meat that either fed the family or sold to neighbors for cash. Rabbit meat was among the most economically efficient protein sources available in 1930s. America, fast to raise, inexpensive to feed, and easy to process at home. Rabbit meat today sells for $8 to $12 per pound at specialty markets and through direct farm sales. Heritage breed hog operations report net returns of $500 to $1,000 per animal after feed costs. The small livestock hustle was efficient in the 1930s. The premium market for humanely raised, locally sourced meat has made it more profitable in 2026. Number 8, teaching music lessons. 25 cents. That was the going rate for a piano lesson in a Depression-era parlor. And for the educated woman with a piano and a patient temperament, it was a steady income source that required no storefront, no inventory, and no travel beyond answering the front door. Private music instruction today averages $40 to $100 per hour in domestic markets. Online teaching platforms have removed the geographic constraint entirely. An instructor in rural Ohio can now teach students in any state without either party leaving their home. Experienced instructors with established online reputations report monthly incomes of $2,000 to $5,000 from part-time schedules. The Depression-era parlor piano is now a USB microphone and a good internet connection. Number 7, canning and preserving for sale. Reputation was the marketing department. In Depression-era communities, a woman whose peach preserves were exceptional did not need an advertisement. She needed enough jars. Her customers came back every season because the product was consistent and the alternative was inferior. That was the entire business model. It is still the entire business model. High-quality, small-batch preserves sell for $8 to $18 per jar at farmers markets and through online storefronts. Cottage food producers in states with strong cottage food laws operate legally from home kitchens, with established producers generating $20,000 to $40,000 annually from jams, jellies, and specialty preserves alone. The product is the same product. The customers are simply finding it through different channels. Number 6, selling firewood and kindling. Before natural gas lines reached most American homes, winter heat was a product someone had to produce and someone else had to buy. The man who could fell timber, split it properly, season it, and deliver it in quantities a household could store had a Depression-era business that the season kept recurring. Cold weather is a reliable customer. Split and delivered firewood sells for $200 to $400 per cord today, depending on region and wood species. Bundled campground firewood, sold through local retailers and camp stores, provides a consistent supplemental income stream requiring only a chainsaw, a splitter, and a pickup truck. Cold weather is still a reliable customer. The market has simply added campfires to furnaces. Number 5, tutoring and teaching. Schooling was disrupted throughout the Depression years as districts cut budgets, shortened terms, and reduced staff. The educated neighbor who could supplement a child's interrupted education for a small fee paid in cash, or sometimes in kind, provided a service that parents valued precisely because the alternative was falling behind. Private tutoring is among the fastest growing segments of the current education. Online tutoring platforms connect instructors with students nationally. Experienced tutors in core academic subjects charge $40 to $120 per hour. High-demand STEM tutors in metropolitan markets regularly exceed $150 per hour. The academic gap has not closed since the Depression. If anything, it has widened. And the tutor who can close it still gets paid. Number 4, shoe repair and cobbling. The cobbler did not advertise. He did not need to. Every family on the block had shoes wearing out. New shoes were a significant expense. The cobbler who could resole a pair cleanly for a fraction of the replacement cost had a waiting list, not a vacancy. Shoe repair has experienced a documented commercial revival in the current market, driven by rising footwear prices and growing consumer interest in sustainability. Professional cobblers today charge $30 to $150 per repair service. Leather goods repair bags, belts, wallets, briefcases has significantly expanded the income model. Skilled leather artisans with established storefronts and craft fair presence report incomes that would have seemed extraordinary to their Depression-era predecessors. The skill is the same. The ceiling is higher. Number 3. Selling handmade crafts and folk art. Quilts sold at church fairs. Carved wood figures sold from wagon beds. Braided rugs and woven baskets passed between neighbors at prices that reflected both skill and need. The Depression-era craft economy was informal, local, and consistent, sustained by the fact that handmade objects had practical value and the people who made them understood their customers personally. The online handmade goods market has transformed the scale of that economy without changing its essential character. Skilled craft sellers, quilters, wood carvers, textile artists, folk painters report annual incomes ranging from supplemental thousands to full-time earnings well into six figures, depending on product, niche, and marketing investment. The Depression-era church fair and the modern online storefront are separated by a century and connected by the same fundamental transaction: something made by hand, sold to someone who wants it. Number 2. Providing herbal remedies and natural treatments. Before commercial pharmacies reached every corner of America, the community herbalist was a practical necessity. Older women in particular carried knowledge of plant medicines, poultices, tonics, teas, salves passed down through generations. During the Depression, when a doctor visit was an unaffordable luxury for most families, the neighbor who knew which plant treated which ailment had both a service and a clientele. The American herbal supplement and natural remedy market now exceeds $11 billion annually. Herbalists, natural product formulators, and wellness practitioners sell through farmers markets, online storefronts, and direct community networks. Experienced practitioners with established clientele report annual incomes between $30,000 and $80,000. The knowledge that sustained Depression-era households now sustains a multi-billion-dollar industry. Your great-grandmother just called it knowing what grew in the field. Number 1. Mending and repair, work of all kinds. She was 63 years old and had been fixing things her whole life. Clothing, tools, furniture, crockery, harnesses, whatever was broken, she could mend it. And during the worst years of the Depression, that skill kept her household fed when nothing else was coming in. The repair economy never truly went away. It contracted during the decades of cheap manufactured goods, and now it is coming back. Independent technicians repairing electronics, appliances, and furniture report strong and growing demand across the country. Electronics repair technicians earn median wages of $45,000 annually per Bureau of Labor Statistics data, with skilled independent operators earning significantly more. The Depression-era mender and the modern repair technician are doing the same thing, finding value in what others are ready to throw away. That instinct built this country once. It is building income again today.